This Health Ranger Report Pandemic Podcast is brought to you by NaturalNews.com for uncensored reporting and HealthRangerStore.com for lab-tested preparedness supplies such as storable food, full-face medical masks, biostructured silver first aid gel, and iodine, only while supplies last. Well, welcome to the week of March 9th. I'm recording this on Monday. This is Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, Pandemic.News update. Of course, you typically won't hear these until a few days later, but I think that this is the week that a lot of people who have been in a state of denial about the coronavirus begin to wake up. This is an awakening week for many Americans, and it's beginning with a stock market plunge that is definitely shocking a lot of people into a state of awareness. Now, you may recall that over the last several years, I've been recommending you move out of the stock market and you get into safe investments. And I've talked about using direct treasuries and getting into gold and silver or land and things like that. Well, now you have seen what I've been talking about this entire time, because people who left their money in the stock market have now lost about 20%. And that's only the beginning. It's going to get a lot worse. Some people will lose 50% as this continues. But the way psychology works in the minds of many people is they won't sell when the market is plunging because they tell themselves, oh, can't sell now. Got to wait for it to bounce back. But sometimes that bouncing back takes 10 years or 20 years, or in the case of Japan, the crash from the 1989 bubble still hasn't recovered. So that's 30 years plus. I don't think it's even recovered to this day. So just riding through a bubble is not actually a great idea. But nevertheless, a lot of people are waking up to this reality right now. And the market has been overbought for a very long period of time, at least 10 years since the 2008 bailout. So the correction we're starting to see now is not really caused by the virus. The correction is due to a systemic bubble problem that the virus is simply exposing. So that's what's crucial to understand here. This correction was going to happen sooner or later. It's just that the virus has sort of sparked the correction. Whereas normally, maybe they could have continued this for a few years longer. We know that the Fed decided to go all in with Trump. Last November, they started printing money like mad, and they decided to keep Trump in power. Maybe Trump did a deal with the central banks. I don't know. But one way or another, the Fed decided to start printing a lot of money for Trump and to boost up the stock market and to make everything go higher so that Trump could get elected. And that was the plan. That was the plan all the way through Election Day. Well, that plan just took a turn, a nosedive because of this black swan event of the coronavirus. So now what should you do? Well, my advice actually has been entirely consistent. Now, with the disclaimer, I'm not your financial advisor. Everybody's situation is different. Talk with your own experts to decide what you need to do. But I'll tell you what I did, and I'll tell you what I advise my family members to do and that they have done. I urged them months ago to get out of all stocks, sell everything, and move into cash positions, but more importantly, treasury positions. So instead of having cash sitting in banks, have T-bills, and you can buy that through the Treasury Direct program. And at the time I was recommending that was paying, I think, 1.5% or something like that, which is not much. It's not about making money. It's about not losing it. It's about protecting assets, stopping the losses. So you might say, oh, well, 1.5% doesn't sound very good. And right now it's only maybe 0.5% because rates have gone lower. So a lot of people say, well, I don't want to make only 0.5%. I've been making 12% in the stock market. I'll leave it in the market. Well, guess what? You just lost 20% in the market when you could have gained 0.5% by having treasuries. So then some people say, well, why are you recommending treasuries if you don't like the central bank? Well, treasuries are the closest thing to gold until the day the dollar collapses. So when the dollar collapses, the treasuries will be worthless. That's true. But that day, if the US dollar collapses, trust me, there's going to be so much chaos in the world that losing your treasury investments might be among the least of your problems, because then it's basically a global apocalypse at that point. If you want to go really hardcore, you own physical gold and physical silver and physical land and things like that. Ammunition, all the things I've mentioned before, firearms. That's what you do when you know it's going to go all the way down. It's going to get really, really bad. But if you want liquidity, if you want to have something close to cash that you can move around sort of like cash, then treasuries are really close to that. And that's why they are such a good option. Now, if you're asking why don't I recommend just holding money in the banks? Well, it's because the banks will go down long before the treasury goes down. The treasury is the last thing to go down, in other words, in the current financial system. So a lot of banks can fail, and they will fail. I don't trust banks, and I don't think that the FDIC can bail everybody out, because there would be too many systemic failures all at once. So having money in the bank, to me, seems very, very risky compared to having money in treasuries. So stay informed and read my website, pandemic.news, where we publish articles from naturalnews.com. And you can hear my podcast, of course, on brighteon.com. That's the word bright, followed by EON, brighteon.com. And you can download podcasts from pandemic.news. So thank you for your support. Stay informed. I will keep you informed as this global situation unfolds. Take care. When it comes to prepping, you not only need good products that can help keep you alive, awake, aware, and nourished during difficult times, you also need products you can trust. At the Health Ranger store, we do extensive laboratory testing using an in-house lab that's ISO accredited. It's inspected, it's audited. It's a 2-year process to even get that accreditation. We use multiple mass spec instruments, state-of-the-art science. I'm a published science author as well and a patent holder on several technologies, some of which we use variations of in our lab. The purpose of this lab is to help you make sure you get clean foods, superfoods, storable foods for emergency preparedness and survival use. We have a certified organic lab-tested, what's called Ranger Bucket collection of storable foods with some survival gear in the buckets to help you even boil water and cook those foods and so on. It's a fantastic product. We can barely keep it in stock even during normal times. In a crisis, we'll be wiped out of this product because it actually takes us a lot of time to make those products. But if they're in stock, you can get them now at healthrangerstore.com/prepwithmike. In fact, go to that URL, healthrangerstore.com/prepwithmike, and you'll see some of our survival and preparedness supplies, including iodine, colloidal silver products and gel first aid products, storable foods, superfoods, medicinal herbs for first aid, and much more. We have a lot of products for you to help you be self-reliant, to be safe, to survive difficult circumstances, natural disasters, and all kinds of things. If you want to get prepared, do it with us at the Health Ranger store so that you know you're getting safe, clean, laboratory-verified preparedness foods, supplements, and other related products. Again, the URL is healthrangerstore.com/prepwithmike. All one word, no spaces. Prep with Mike. I'm Mike Adams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. If you want to support our mission, visit us at healthrangerstore.com for the world's largest selection of lab-verified superfood and nutritional products for healthy living. It's at healthrangerstore.com.